global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. The same energy Honorable Ikenga used for Fubara's case in Rivers State, he has used the same, if not even more, on the course of the Southeasterners living in Southeast and in Nigeria, particularly the case of the illustrious son, Master Nnamdi Kanu. Let's hear him. As he speaks, he started by commending the president over the move he made by removing treason on the minors case, children's case, some few days back. But hear what he said. He made a lot of demands this time around, speaking the minds of the average Southeasterner living in Nigeria. And this must be done. Let's hear him as he talks about what must be done to stop the violence and the arson going on in Southeast and what Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration have to do now. We'll come back with my colleague.
Because for how long are you going to keep treating people like that and expect them to believe? In this era of technological advancements, social media and everything, information moves so fast. So it's not the way you can hide information. People have opinions based on your actions. And coming from somebody who has fought the nadeco days, democracy, inclusion, and so on and so forth, I'm just surprised that we're still having this conversation 1 year or going to 2 years in office. Just because of Abiola's election that was robbed. They floated nadeco, they fought. Some of them were charged for treason. There was bomb blast that time, remember? Even though there was accusation whether it was Abacha that was throwing the bomb or it was the nadeco people, them Tinubu were throwing it. There were the same transmitter Nnamdi Kanu was using. Fire medium and Tinubu, we had their own transmitter, radio Kudra, radio this. They were transmitting into the airways. Because they said they wanted the mandate to be restored. Now these people are asking for justice, equity, and fairness. The same thing. So what to do? The nadeco issue and the bill issue was resolved by compensating them with allowing them to run for the presidency by almost all the key stakeholders. Since that time, they have ruled almost 2 times now. But nobody cares about our own people. So how do you think the young people are feeling down there? They feel disconnected. They feel angry. In a country that they are working so hard for. All they are asking is for justice, equity, and fairness. That's what this selective application of democracy, selective application of the justice system, selective application of political opportunities, selective application of the electoral, everything that has to do with the East, the method is different. Even the way you mount roadblock in the East, like is an Afghanistan that America just left from. From just Asaba, you be coming from Abuja, 1 or 2 checkpoints. By the time you get to Asaba, you're trying to cross the river Niger. From that place to where you see 48 checkpoints. What are you doing there? See, crime is still everywhere. It has turned into a collecting point for police or security agencies who are on those roads. Extorting the people, making them feel like you just want to annihilate them at all costs from all fronts. So these things are wrong. And like I said before, a true nationalist will focus and believe that equity, justice, and fairness is the fulcrum and the foundation for a united and peaceful country. Anybody that is talking about peaceful country without discussing the sacred core principles of justice, equity, and fairness is talking nonsense. You cannot have a united country, you cannot have a stable country without sitting down to address these core principles of justice, equity, and fairness. Not just by addressing it, but showing it in your body language and conduct. Today, you have a country that the Igbo man is not chief of army staff, the Igbo man is not IG, the Igbo man is not DG of DSS, the Igbo man is not customs CG, the Igbo man is not immigration head, the Igbo man is not central bank, the Igbo man is not finance minister, the Igbo man is not federal inland revenue, the Igbo man is not director of military intelligence, the Igbo man is not NSA. But still, they still believe. All they're asking is not even if you share those things with them, but restore peace in our place. Consider it a matter of national importance that peace will return to the East. We want you to make that a priority. That's all our people are asking for. And that we're not getting it up to now. So it's not that anybody hates anybody. No. Please, from eminent Nigerians, eminent Igbo leaders, eminent individuals in different parts of the country, lawmakers and so on and so forth, who has at one time or the other called on the president to embark on the path of political solution in the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case by discontinuing the trial. So you can see by what the president did in the minors case, he has exercised his constitutional power through the Attorney General take under Section 174 thereabout to discontinue any criminal trial, even treason that has a murder charge at any stage of that trial. So now that you have invoked it for this case that we are charged for treason, also invoke the same Section 174 thereabout in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by discontinuing the trial. The trial has brought, so it has prolonged the return to the path of peace in the East. It has cost the East so much, it has even cost the country so much. There is of insecurity, there is loss of life, there is killing, there is destruction going on left, right, and center with accusation and counter-accusation surrounding it. What a listening president will do is to say, okay, let's find a political solution, and which is to discontinue the trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, release him on bail, and then embark on the path for finding sustainable solutions to those security challenges. Remember, under Section 14, the primary responsibility of government is the protection of lives and property. So why do we have government? If government cannot protect lives and property, if government cannot listen to the people, if government cannot do things that can bring stability, then it's not government. So what I'm saying in effect is that this is a government, and they should live up to their responsibility by listening to what the people are asking for. When we had challenges in Niger Delta, when the bombing of oil pipeline, kidnapping of oil workers, killing of oil workers, there's a lot of atrocities that was happening there, whether right or wrong. But government, because they know their responsibility, their economic responsibility and their welfare responsibility, impact on the peace building effort that led to the resolution of the Niger Delta crisis, that led to the issue of Niger Delta military, different agencies that were put in place, amnesty and so on and so forth, all aimed at finding lasting solution. Even the security and pipeline contract was also given to Niger Delta people, and a lot of incentives that was given to Niger Delta people, and peace returned. And then when you had challenges in North Central, Buhari government was tinkering around grazing route, farm settlement, and all sorts of things, even though some of them people didn't find it funny. Those ones that has to do with taking away people's land, because they believe that some of the businesses that are leading to this conflict are private businesses, so they should be handled the same way private businesses are being. But government still went extra mile for that to say, okay, let's see how we can help them as Nigerians to be able to do their business in a way that it is less criminals and so on and so forth. So government did that. Even as bad as Boko Haram issue that has to do with somebody waking up because of whatever belief, killing people, beheading people. There's a heinous crime, bigger than even treason. But still, government went on negotiations at different times. Government went on rehabilitation. Imagine rehabilitating a murderer that enjoys beheading. But government still was doing it because government wants lasting and sustainable solution. Now, issues that were, triggered by injustice and unfair treatment and exclusion and so on and so forth, leads to this agitation in the East. He now said that if you don't stop burning this market that Igbo people are trading, if you don't stop throwing us into like gold, if you don't stop attacking our people, that I will invite the ESN to come and defend the people in Lagos. That's what he said. And then all of a sudden, they dump him in court. They are prosecuting him, and have dumped him in kirikiri. That our traditional is still in kirikiri for almost 3 years now or more. They're not ready to prosecute him. So we left him there because an Igbo man. So if we want to be one Nigeria, we should be honest and stop being stupid about the lies. In Igbo, they say, when you do this child the way you're doing this other child, they will be happy. Are you doing us the same? You're not doing us the same way. Do we want to build a country, a nation, or are we running a geographical expression like Awolowo also said? If we want to build a nation, that even though the tongues and religion may differ, but in brotherhood we can still stand, then you have to behave like a family, like a brother. You resolve the Igbo issue. Don't pretend like you don't know it's existing. You will not have stability. Let us see ourselves as one honestly and root it on that principle of justice, equity, and fairness. If you know what if they do to you, not like, why are you doing it to an Igbo person?
Alright, welcome back. You've heard what Honorable Ikenga is saying. What's your take on all the advice he's got to say?
Now, this is one of the responsibilities of those who are representative of the people. They are expected to stand tall, especially for some of the things that are priorities in their own constituency. He's been talking about issues in Rivers State, but right now, what he has done is quite commendable, pushing his energy for the release of Martinez, because right now, whether we like it or not, the uncomfortability in the Southeast is quite threatening. December is coming. A lot of people are beginning to think, should I go back? Should I not go back? So many lives have been lost. Prestigious sons have lost their lives because of this whole saga. And he painted a picture that everyone who has been following this issue of Southeast should accept with him and also beg the president to intervene. And that is the fact that the Ndi will still have a kind of restraint. They still believe that they are not part of Nigeria. Why? Because of some things that have happened, and it seems as though everybody's careless over it. When Buhari was on board, it was worse. I'm telling you, it was terrible. So Buhari even said words like dot in a circle and all of that, to a point that they started wearing it on their clothes. That was a way of disdaining them. And these are the same people who have impacted majorly on the economic activities in Nigeria. So I feel that at this point that he has spoken up, it shouldn't just be him alone. Every other Southeasterner, they should push for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. If a few months ago, if you check our video, you're going to see that they did a lot. They signed papers and all of. But we know that when it comes to the issues in Nigeria, persuasion is very important. Political persuasions. If all of them keep on visiting the president and re-emphasizing on the importance of rescuing the Southeast from the hands of these so-called criminals by releasing Nnamdi Kanu, it will help a great deal. There have been multiple prophecies pointing to that direction, but we don't want to go spiritual here. We want those who are in the position of authority, especially the senators, lawmakers, in their different respects, governors, they should push in to see how he can be released so that at least for the first time peace can be restored. But he had given him a promise that in event of him being released, that he will ensure that peace is restored to Southeast.
One last question. Please be honest about your opinion. In all honesty, objectively, and I'm throwing the same question also to our community members. If Nnamdi Kanu is released today, in all honesty, do you think that he has the capacity to restore peace, where there will be no chaos, there will be no kidnap, where there will be no shooting, people will not wake up and begin to say, because these guys that are doing these things, even Nnamdi Kanu did mention this issue at home, that he didn't mandate them to suffer his people. Do you think Nnamdi Kanu can tell them to stop, having gotten used to committing some crimes of some sort? Do you think he has the capacity to stop this insecurity in Southeast?
Now, first of all, I will go by this question this way, and if it will be, what is the reason? What had always been the reason they give for burning properties, for causing mayhem in the environment? What had always been there? Most of the times, if you watch them on videos, what you hear at the background is release Nnamdi Kanu, release Nnamdi Kanu, release Nnamdi. That had always been the only thing they keep saying. Fairly recently, I saw one at Okigwe that they were talking about it, and I think they bought a truck or something, and the only thing they were saying was release Nnamdi Kanu. If you release him, all these things would not be happening in Southeast, which means that he is so valued by his people. So if you release him, there is no way. And he had also made a promise. Don't forget that this guy is like their breath, a kind of. They value him so much so that if you release him today, you'll be shocked the miracle he will perform. Because if you release him, the whole place will go agog. And also, not just releasing him, there are some things also they are not enjoying there. For example, the presence of the military. They said that checkpoints are too much. Fairly recently, I think Kanayo emphasize on that I drive down the streets of Lagos and I don't see any military checkpoint littered everywhere. But go to Nicha, so if you do this, pull out some of these military checkpoints, allow them to enjoy their own city, and you'll be shocked how life will be restored, but businesses will start booming, and you'll be shocked how much of taxes will be gotten from there. This is very important, and I think it should be handled with so much seriousness.
Don't you think that Bola Tinubu will be a bit scared releasing Nnamdi Kanu so that he will not insist that Biafra should be actualized in his own reign and time?
I don't think that will be the first move. I believe they have seen the effort of the politicians. And just like what this guy said, and that's Ugochinyere said, Ugochinyere pointed out a scenario whereby not just releasing him, but let them have that feel of, you guys belong here. We want you guys for keeps. They have already proven it. And Igbo has already proven that they don't want us to secede. That's why, because if they want us to secede, concentration would have been in the Southeast to develop the Southeast. Yes, we know that the reason why Nnamdi Kanu is doing all of this is because of the treatment that have been meted out to the Ndibos. By the time he comes out to realize that the Southeast Development Commission has been created, and there are moves towards creating maybe another state and all of that, and let him understand that we want you guys to be part of us. What are the conditions you guys are going to give? If let us have a middle ground, and on the basis of that, we handle this, than to just stand by and be doing all of this.
All right, we could go on and on. Let's meet in our conversation. Let's interact. Do you think, in all honesty, that when Nnamdi Kanu is released, there will be true peace in Southeast? And do you also think that the president may not be willing, or may not be willing to release Nnamdi Kanu because Nnamdi Kanu